So
I've never heard of that one before.
What?
What beer pairs well with a mint cookie?
Well, you gotta know.
If you're looking for new event ideas to bring in more customers to your restaurant slow night, we've got a ton of ideas for you today. We're going to show you 6 types of easy to produce themes that you can use to fill your restaurant or cafe with customers every night. And do not worry, we are not going to waste your time with trivia and karaoke because we know you guys are doing that well. All right, y'all, let's jump right into it. I'm Shunte Gamble.
I'm Lisa Sinicki, and I'm from Poster My Wall. If you don't know us, we are a company that loves small businesses and restaurants like yours. And to help you out and make marketing awesome and painless, we have combined design, social media publishing, and email marketing all in one single app, which means that you can get awesome marketing done really quickly, really efficiently, and still have time to finish those other 100 things on your to-do list.
All right, let's jump right into it. How can cafes and restaurants bring in the customers on those slow nights? Because we know many restaurants face kind of the same challenges where it's really, really busy on the weekend, but you have those early in the day weeks where it might be a little slow, like a Monday night or a Tuesday or a Wednesday. What suggestions do you have to help them bring in their community?
So our customers ask us all the time, what can we do? We do live music, we do karaoke, we do trivia night, what else is there? And there are actually a ton of things that can work for you. The secret is to choose activities that appeal to your target audience, right? You know who your customers are, and you just got to do activities that they will love and come in for. If you know what they want, that will work.
I love that, because the best thing you can do is be oriented with your community, because then your community feels like you care about them and they'll want to pour into your establishment. Now, what are some things that families can do during these slow days?
So I'm going to start with food and beverage pairings. There are a lot of local organizations that raise money to, fund their activities. So you've got like sports teams, like soccer teams, and they are selling candy to get new uniforms. You might have a dance organization that's trying to sell chips because they want to go to a competition. And of course, we have the scouting organizations that sell those incredibly awesome cookies. A great way to bring people in to support those groups is to do food and beverage pairings, right? You can do your beers, wines, even coffee roasts, and pair them up with your favorite food and candy. And then who knows, you might even answer that age-old question, what is the right beer to drink after you've eaten an entire bag of kettle chips?
Love that.
So look for a community organization that's already got some fundraising activities in progress, and then invite them in and set it up. This is a community service on 2 levels. Number 1, you are showing that you love and support your community. And second, friends don't let friends pair the wrong beer with their favorite mint cookie.
Go on.
All right. So
I've never heard of that one before.
What?
What beer pairs well with a mint cookie?
Well, you gotta know.
Well, that would be a good adventure and a good cause. Now, how would you manage this event, and how would you control the flow?
Well, what the Cape Brewing Company of Tulsa, Oklahoma does is they sell tickets ahead of time. That way they know how full they're going to be, how many cookies to have ready, how much beer to have ready to go. And also then they don't oversell, because you certainly don't want people to show up and then be disappointed because you don't have room for them. Also, you can set up a table outside, either in your lobby or right outside, so that the organization can sell more cookies or candy or whatever it is. That way they can make even more money.
That sounds like a win for everyone. You increase revenue in the cafe, the restaurant, and then you also give an opportunity to a local establishment to raise their funds that they need to support their causes. I love it.
Another thing that I have seen some restaurants and pubs and bar and grills do really well is to do paint and sip nights or craft and sip nights. Those are super popular right now and people just love them. And the great thing is that with the paint and sip night, you don't have to just do paint on canvas. I mean, you can paint on anything, right? Candles, tote bags, baskets, aprons, just absolutely anything. So you can keep mixing it up and doing something different so that people will keep coming back.
Now that I really, really enjoy. I've participated in one of those before where we had a local establishment. They actually loaned out their space and allowed the event company to come in, set up, and they hosted a painting, and then they had the local DJ come in. And it was a really nice event, and they pre-sold tickets like we suggested for the community event with the clubs and the organizations. They pre-sold tickets. That way they could see, what did they need? They didn't over purchase, they didn't oversupply, they didn't undersupply. Like, we had everything that we need, and it was so organized. They had all of our stations set up. So it was a really fun event, and you got to see more of the people in your actual community. You got to meet people. So it was like a win-win for everybody. Another win. Hey, we keep winning today. Let's keep going.
We keep winning, and if you want to freshen it up and you're tired of paint, you can of course do cookie decorating, cupcake decorating, also holiday ornament things. You can have people in to do Christmas decorations, ornaments, pretty much any kind of holiday craft will bring people into your restaurant.
I love it, and you all don't be afraid of Christmas in July. Right? Christmas in July is a great way to get ahead of the game and get people in the summer. It doesn't matter what the theme is. It's just a matter of appealing to the people in your community. What are they doing? What are their interests? And then how can you prepare for the upcoming holidays as well? So it's like a 2-in-1.
If you really want to do this the simple way, we have a customer, Mountain Brewing Company, in El Paso, Texas, and what they do is they reach out to a local artist and they let the artist do the entire thing. They basically donate their space. They consider it community service. The artist comes in, she brings all the supplies, she books everything, she takes care of tickets so the restaurant doesn't have to do anything, and everybody gets food and beverage when they're there, so the restaurant still gets increased sales without having to invest any of their own time and energy. And another thing that they do really, really well is that they take a lot of photos, which then they stick on social media. It's got happy people painting, and that helps bring, that generates a lot of buzz and makes it so that even more people come the next month.
And I was thinking too, with a painting event, you could do this for all age levels. You can do this when bringing in a family or a girls' night, or even a guy's night or a date night. It's so many different ways you can do painting in your establishment and make it for everyone to just have a very good evening.
Well, Shunte, since you brought up family events, let's talk about those next. Something that I know that every family has in common is at the end of the day, the parents are beat. They are tired, they want a break, and the kids are kids, right? Kids just go, go, go. There is no calming them down. So if you can come up with an event where the parents get a little quiet time to eat dinner, and then there's an activity where the kids can go off, be engaged, do something fun for them, those parents are going to love you and they are going to want to keep coming back for more.
I agree, and I'm one of those parents, so sign me up.
Yeah, I know. I have a grandson and I adore him, but you get tired. There's only so many hours straight before you need a rest, and toddlers never rest.
I have one of those hours. That's all I have.
All right, so what might this event look like? You might seat people in the dining room, and the kids eat with them, and then you could have another table or an area sectioned off to the side, and that's where the kids go do their thing after they've eaten. Or maybe you have the kids even eat separately. So long as you have adults to supervise, and you do want to keep the kids in eyesight because nobody wants to lose a kid. For a family night, you can host pretty much any activity. That kids like to do: beading, make pot holders. Again, we talked about painting. Everybody loves to paint. You could do story time for younger kids. You could do board games for older kids. Basically, pretty much anything, so long as you just make sure that you've limited the participants to the proper age groups for whatever the activity is.
I love that idea. Now, I like when cafes and restaurants have outdoor spaces that they invite the community in, especially when the weather is warmer. There's a local cafe here, their coffee house, and every first Saturday they'll host a farmer's market, and it is a very fun event. And they'll just get everybody involved. They'll have things for the kids to do. They'll have different types of vendors there, different things that people can sample or take home or even purchase. They'll even bring in local musicians that play music while people are shopping and interacting with each other. So if you have a restaurant and you have an outdoor space, try a event where you bring people in or you rent it out and you guys make it a fun night out in the warmer temperatures.
Yeah, and the outside space is also an excellent opportunity to get the kids busy so the parents can have a break and maybe enjoy, an extra drink or a dessert. You can do things like giant Jenga, tic-tac-toe, cornhole, giant chess. And if there's somebody there facilitating the games for the kids, then, the parents are going to love you. They're going to tell their friends and everybody's going to keep coming back.
I love it. And you can create this like a signature event for your cafe.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Shunte, let's turn the conversation now. What are some of the things that you've seen work really well for adult audiences?
Date night for sure. Or speed dating for the singles out there. Now, I love this idea because you get people who are already looking for something in a place where they can find what they're looking for. So like speed dating, you can pre-sale your tickets, advertise it within your community, and word of mouth for things like this. Events like this are perfect because it gets people talking. The smaller the community, the faster the word will travel. And you get a chance to bring people together for a good cause, love, right? And love does miraculous things, right? And then you can pre-sale your tickets online.
So Shunte, tell me about date night.
Now, I love date night, right? Date night is super, super easy. I've seen a local cafe host a date night where they've sold the tickets in pairs of 2, and they even doubled it for a double date. So this is something you can do in advance. And I've even done this before for my own company. It was a really great event, and you could do a date night and you could pair them up with a menu that is specifically tailored to the favorites of your customers. So look at your menu, figure out like what do people love, create you an easy 3-course meal, and watch people come in, because guess what? They want to have pre-planned date night. You take the stress out of the planning the date night for the guys, and you take the anxiety out for the women.
I really like your idea of having double date night because you're selling 4 tickets. You could do a family style meal for the table at a fixed cost. So it's super easy for you. Maybe you want to give a choice of entree, but you don't have to have everything on the menu available. And again, you're filling up all those 4 tops.
And it's a great way to pair it with even an upsell. Now you can have a local vendor come in and offer roses or flowers, and you can have those available, and you can pair it with a wine, roses and wine. And that could be for your VIP guests. And trust me, they will eat it up. See what I did there?
Yep, they will eat it up. Love what you did there.
I would like a speed dating.
You would like speed dating?
I would.
I've never done it. You'd like to do it?
Yeah, because then you can say something and then get on out the way.
That's really funny. That's really funny. All right, so we've covered all the date things, we've covered all the adult night out things, and we have covered the kids. So let's move on to the educational stuff. You can fill up your restaurant just by, on an off night, just by inviting someone in who does financial planning, talk about health and well-being, mindfulness. I mean, you could basically come up with somebody in the community who does pretty much anything and have them come in and do a little bit of a presentation.
I love it. Now, this is something that would be super popular among nonprofits because they definitely are fighting for a cause and they have a lot of information that they want to share. They want to educate people about the cause, and then they want to be able to bring in the revenue to support the cause and make the difference that they're seeking to make in their community. So reaching out to local nonprofits would be a surefire way of them bringing in their own clientele, which leads me into they can do all the work for you. Just have the space available and watch it fill up.
No, that's true. I mean, if you bring in an expert, whether it's a nonprofit or a business person, they can do all the work. Plus, they're going to promote it to their customer base and their prospects, and you're going to promote it to your customers. And so everybody gets to meet each other's customers. You might pick up some new customers. I think you definitely would. And hopefully whoever's doing the presentation, they'll be able to get some more volunteers or donations or business or whatever it is they are looking for. So this is just a great way to help everybody out.
Now, Lisa, I also like book signings. Authors love spaces where they can bring in their readers in and they can do a book signing. They can do little sips. You can even pair it with a wine, book signing and wine, or book signing and desserts, sweets, treats. They can even do a book reading. So authors love opportunities like this. So reach out to an author. You never know. They may be looking for a space and yours might be it.
I went to one of those very recently, and at first I was like going, what are they thinking doing an author reading in a brew pub? But you know what? It was a nice ambiance, and it was casual. It was a little more fun actually than sitting in an auditorium or on a folding chair. So I thought it was great, and I think more people should try it.
I agree with that one. I love that idea. That's probably my favorite of the day.
That's your favorite of the day? My favorite of the day would be to have a local baker come in and do a demo, because I just love those demos where people are like fancy decorating on cakes. That would be a great one. If you've got a bar, your bartender can do a demo and show them how to make your signature drink, right? And everybody's gonna love that. Everybody wants a new cocktail to make at home when their friends come over.
I love that, like a mixologist. And they come in and do those craft drink days. Oh, that's really, I like that.
Yeah, I thought so. Or, like every time you go to a restaurant, there are people taking pictures of their food, right? So why don't you make it a thing? You could invite somebody in who's really good at iPhone photography, and they can teach everyone how to take pictures of the food. So you shoot the food and then you eat it.
Oh, now, sign me up. Now, hold on now. Now, I got speed dating and photography. So sign me up. You guys, these are great ideas to take advantage of. And don't worry if you're a small company. You can always figure out the way to make this fit your brand. You can take a big idea and scale it down. You can take a big idea and break it apart. Don't be afraid of stepping out of the box. Don't be afraid of going for big ideas, because you never know. You may hit the one that changes the atmosphere of your place.
Oh no, that is so true. I mean, almost anything you can see, there is a way to scale it down, or a way, like inviting the person you're inviting in to do the workshop to take on a lot of the planning and work, so that you don't have to do anything other than open up your doors and make a couple of posts on Facebook and Instagram so that people know what you're doing.
And make sure to use those hashtags too. When you're having these events, use those hashtags to let people see what's going on inside of your establishment. Because guess what? They're going to want to be there the next time.
Oh, absolutely. If they see what you're doing, they're going to want to be there the next time. So really, document, and post. Our final category today is to host local club meetings. Shunte and I talked about this before, and, if you've got empty space, why not let the photography club come in, or a nonprofit board meeting, or pretty much any group in your community, right? There's probably a car club, there's probably a chess club, and they're all looking for a space to meet. And, they're going to appreciate you so much if you let them come in. And I just think it's a great way to let the community know you care, and also to generate more revenue.
Now, I'm a part of this social club, and it's all for people to come and be introduced to one another. And guess what, you guys? You never believe it. I'm a big old nerd. And they have a game board club. And they find different pubs or different cafes to host game night. So I think game night is a great way to promote using your space for people to come together to have a good time. Because guess what? You want them to be there with you. You don't want them to go down the street. You want them to be there with you. And what better place to have fun than in your restaurant?
I was in a writing group for a long time. And sometimes instead of meeting at somebody's house, we would go and meet in a quiet restaurant and sit in the corner. And, we ate and drank a fair amount. So it was definitely worth the restaurant's time to have us in.
I love that. I love it. These are all really good ideas, Lisa.
Well, you too, Shunte. These are all great ideas and all easy to implement. So actually, if you're going to do, we've been talking about letting clubs use the space. We had a couple of guidelines for that. You probably want to ask them to reserve ahead of time, and that way you make sure they're not taking up too much space, because they may not generate as much revenue as people coming in specifically for dinner. And you also may want to have a food and beverage minimum to make sure that they aren't just, coming in the way teenagers do and just ordering water.
I love that. Now, because at the end of the day, you are there to make a profit. And we want to make sure that it's not just full, but it's full and generating revenue for you.
Yeah, if you do any of these, you are going to strengthen your customer community. You are going to increase your revenue, and you're going to encourage more return visits and good word of mouth that's going to bring you new customers.
And those social media pages are going to be lit.
They're going to be lit. So we hope that's helpful. And if you try one of these ideas, please let us know. We'd love to talk about it. We'd love to feature photos of what you did in another video.
I want to see some speed dating pictures, y'all. Come on with the speed dating and those date night pictures. And plus those kids and family events, that's sure to warm our heart. So make sure you send us those pictures. We want to shout you guys out.
So here's to creating awesome marketing that brings in more customers without you having to spend all day doing it. Thank you, and we'll see you in our next video.
Bye, y'all.